Welcome to the Telabs Optical LAN video series, How to Sell Telabs Optical LAN. This is the first of a 6 video series titled, Why Sell Optical LAN? The purpose of this video is to introduce the benefits of selling passive optical LAN and to give insight into evolving IT technologies that are driving new architectures and how optical LAN complements those contemporary needs. The objectives of this video will be to understand what businesses need to succeed, to understand the current state of LAN technology and architecture in relation to those needs, and to provide an outline of practical reasons for selling optical LAN. A recent article was published in Forbes magazine that gave the top 10 reasons that businesses will fail in the coming years. It warns businesses not to lose touch with their customers, fail to adapt to new technology, or not recognize the shifting competitive landscape. It also outlines avoidable causes for these business collapses, including a failure to implement technologies that already exist, an arrogant disregard for changing customer demands, and a complacent attitude towards new competitors. Simply stated, businesses will fail because they do not time or manage market transitions. We find ourselves in a market transition right now, one relative to IT technologies that are driving new architectures. The good news is passive optical LAN can meet and exceed those needs, and they'll give you a tool to be successful with your customers. International research firm Gartner studies these types of things, and Mark Faby spoke about the current state of LAN technologies and architectures. He says much has changed in enterprise data networking in the last 10 years. Bandwidth has gone up. The number and types of devices connected are increasing. The traffic patterns have shifted to be more centralized. All of this is happening in an economic environment where there is less to spend. Yet costly workgroup switch-based LAN architectures are still being built the same way. The time is now for IT organizations to think about these new requirements and seek innovative, cost-effective solutions at the enterprise edge. Mark went on to talk about how passive optical LAN is that an innovative, cost-effective solution at the edge. He had this to say about optical LAN and how it matches these contemporary technologies that are driving new architectures. With passive optical LAN, the intelligence functions are centralized instead of continuing to put all of that complexity on every single access port at the edge. It matches cloud networking and wireless architecture. Passive optical LAN really fits into the new evolution and centralized IT architecture. It goes hand in hand with the simplification of the LAN edge and consolidating and centralizing network functionality. That brings us to why sell optical LAN. And it's clear. It's good for the industry, it's good for your company, and it's good for you professionally. Let's go into these with more detail. First, how is it good for the industry? Passive optical LAN complements CIO top priorities, and it positively impacts modern LAN topics. It is a tool that will open doors for you with your customers. Telabs has resources available to you that show a direct correlation with passive optical LAN and properly building new wireless networks. It reduces points of vulnerability to improve security. Passive optical LAN essentially implements software-defined networking today, and it gives your customers a path from 1 gig to 10 gig to 40 gig speeds without ripping out existing infrastructure. It operates very well with increased bandwidth demands to support Internet of Things and smart and intelligent buildings. It provides a graceful migration from analog to IP voice and video. It can improve network availability, network uptime, and it can improve operational efficiencies and allow automation to take place within the IT network. And it even gets better. The staff and IT directors, the IT managers, and most likely have key performance indicators tied directly to things that passive optical LAN can make tangible and quantifiable contributions to. For example, there may be a KPI for reducing security points of vulnerability, or the IT staff may have KPIs for improving operational efficiencies, making them work smarter, faster, and more efficient. And finally, there are KPIs tied to reducing network downtime and improving network availability. Next, let's talk about how optical LAN is good for your company. Passive optical LAN will allow your company to differentiate itself. It does that by allowing you to bundle it with existing complementary solutions that you're already providing. For example, you may be providing security solutions relative to IP surveillance cameras, both indoor and outdoor. You can position that as a fiber-based solution, a solution that your competitors don't have. Perhaps your customer has not heard about passive optical LAN. Your company may be focused on just selling cabling. Passive optical LAN will allow you to sell electronics, that is, ONTs and OLTs. This will allow you to increase revenue. It can also help improve your margins. Instead of being the 20th competitor selling CADX cabling and cabling installation services, you can be that one integrator selling passive optical LAN. And that will allow you to garner a stronger margin for that differentiated, unique solution. Finally, passive optical LAN can act as a springboard to allow you to enter new vertical markets and attract new customers. It will also allow you to engage with architects, engineers, and consultants earlier in the sales cycle, putting you ahead and allowing you to influence the deal ahead of your competitors. Let's look at the professional benefits. Selling optical LAN will allow you to differentiate yourself. It will allow you to offer a unique perspective to your clients that has tangible benefits that solve challenges your customers are facing and can save them money. By doing so, you're establishing yourself as a trusted advisor to your clients. This is very important. Optical LAN is a growing field, so you have a window of opportunity to get involved now, increasing your professional visibility amongst your peers and grow with this market. Perhaps you have key performance indicators, KPIs tied to growing revenue, improving margin, entering new verticals, or signing up new customers. Passive optical LAN could be used to allow you to meet and exceed these goals. This concludes this video. In it, we have discussed what businesses need to succeed, the current state of LAN technology and architecture in relation to those needs, and an outline of practical reasons for selling optical LAN.